people will say, well, why would you spend that much money on a pair of shoes? Well, why would people spend, gobs amount of money on stamps? I don't see anybody putting a freaking $5,000 stamp and mailing them. So at least if I spend $2, $3, whatever godly amount of money, I can rock them. It's a piece of art on my feet. I don't think I'll ever stop. There's other vices I could, get into. Obviously, I'm not into alcohol, not into drugs, I don't smoke, don't do internet porn, so this couldn't be any worse.
Throw out the high heels and skip the flip-flops. It's all about the sneaker. And we've got some of the quirkiest out there right here in studio. Here with more is Norm Dawson and Anthony Cantu with the San Antonio Sneaks Up Sneaker Show. You guys, I noticed, didn't bring your high heels today.
No, we left the high heels at home.
Left the high heels.
No high heels. No, not for
awesome.
TV.
And you guys brought some quirky ones to
well,
studio.
Thanks for having us. Definitely, we brought a plethora of sneakers. These are all a collection of the San Antonio sneaker community collectively. So this isn't just one. This is mine. This is his. It's like a collective. So, and it's a growing community here in San Antonio. So it's getting bigger and bigger. For me, it was a Puma Clyde, 1992. Skateboarding was like, Beastie Boys came out, skateboarding, it was like the whole merge of hip-hop and skating was real big, and everybody skated the Puma Clydes. I have such a connection with this shoe. Out of all the shoes I have, or I'm gonna get, or whatever, like I said, it comes back to this, because I know I've had people come to me, like just people that don't know about shoes or don't really care, they just wear shoes because they can't go around barefoot, say, oh yeah, I saw a pair of Pumas. This guy had a pair of Pumas. I thought of you.
This one's a good one. I stood in line for this. I lived Thanksgiving. I'm sure there's many stories that you probably hear about 3 Bears being released in Good Times, San Antonio. But man, that was big hype right there. This shoe right here, you had to stand in line. But what was cool about it is that the line that was here for him, it was just like a big gathering, just like a reunion.
I'd probably say what got me into sneakers would be the Jordans. Growing up, I've been playing ball since I was real young, so of course, naturally, I idolized Jordan just like many other people. So that pretty much did it for me. That helped my love for sneakers grow that much more.
I like my Jordans here and there, and the 5 was kind of the one that set me off on it. And I didn't actually play basketball in these because I didn't have any skills. So I played tennis in these things like anybody else. You bought them, you wore them, you used the shit out of them, and then threw them away. I met my wife during this time in '95, and the story behind this was I was cruising down, well, I wasn't cruising down, I was actually looking for something off of 410, and I saw this old guy who was just, I guess, doing his morning walk, and I was like, it was maybe not even a quarter of a mile, and I saw him, I said, damn, I gotta have those.
Straight up, sneakers is my life. I guess I'm a collector now, but back then, it wasn't like that. My story, just like a lot of other people, it started off with the Jordan, of course. I was in kindergarten. I had a pair of Ninja Turtle shoes. They bought me some 6, original 6, black and red. They bought it. They didn't even know who Jordan was. They didn't care too much either. So made me wear it. I was crying. I swear I had tears before I went to school. And there was a janitor, man. That boy was fly. He was fresh. He was a black dude. He had a part in his head. He had a gold tooth. The first time I ever seen that shit, he had a gold tooth. And he was just sick. He always had watches, gold rings. That boy was off the chain. He saw him. He was like, "You got a pair of Jordans?" And I was like, "Yeah."
And pretty much how I got started in the shoe game was at birth. My parents, and my grandma, they were big Chicago Bulls fans. And so when Jordan came out with shoes, that's like every birthday gift, everything that I had was pretty much Jordan related.
The first shoe I ever had, I wish I would have brought them, were the 7s. I remember my mom buying those at Crossroads Mall. I believe it was a Foot Locker. That's pretty much when it all started.
Just like a blazer, basic shoe, basic skate shoe, but I mean, just it might be plain, but just has like an attraction to it. It's something that you just can't really describe, but I mean, just being plain and simple and just attracting the eye.
Been collecting since really kind of new, really since like 2001, and my mom used to buy me kicks when I was young, but not a whole lot. You know, I think my first Jordan ever was the Jordan 5.
What really got me into shoes, I guess, is I don't know, since I was young. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always eyed other people's shoes, other people's feet. You know what I'm saying? See what other people had on. And like, for me, like, I'm not gonna say that I came up bad or my parents didn't have that kind of money, but like when I was younger, like the kind of shoes I would get, like when I moved to San Antonio, when I was 8 years old. I came from San Diego. So when I moved here when I was 8, the spot where my dad would get my shoes was from Randolph Air Force Base, right over here off of Pat Booker. And so like I would be like 8, 9, 10, and like the most of the shoes I would get was like Brooks. I don't know if y'all know about Brooks, but they cost $20. They wasn't really all them the fanciest shoe you could wear, but I mean it got me through.
I just started back in 8th grade was probably when I knew like I was a sneakerhead, because the Gary Payton gloves came out, and that was the first pair of shoes that I had every colorway in.
I received my first pair of sneakers at age 6. This would be this shoe right here, Jordan 4. Of course, it's not this one exactly, but I wore a size 12 youth. And this shoe got retroed in 1999, and I was desperately seeking it for, 6 years, and I finally came across it last year.
What can we do to build this culture here in San Antonio and make it strong? And we decided to have a show. You know, for what we did and for the money we had something awesome. We're here to let them know about the community of the sneaker phenomenon.
Hey, so what kind of shoes are those, man?
I'm not even a sneaker collector. I don't like them shits, but I mean, this documentary wouldn't be shit without me, so